Sup, Devils? J-Dog back for another goddamn video. And here to go over the questions on. Just pulled it up on my fucking phone, and I didn't proofread jack goddamn shit on this one. Hell's Headbash 4. I was looking at that, so question mark, question mark. This ought to be interesting. See what you guys had to fucking say. Taking votes. Let me know your thoughts. So we're going over the goddamn thoughts. And then, like I said, I talked to Eric and Chase through email, some messages back and forth, and we'll see what people are saying here, but I'll go over that briefly too if it comes to that. Okay, some question marks there. Monstrous nuclear stockpile. Here's a question. Did you have any issues with people making threats or anything like that for the other Hell's head bashes over some bands that were playing? Would you be able to get GBK again? Or would the Crybabies make it too hard? If the lineup was anything like the other ones, I would gladly plan a trip from California. So with the GBK thing, surprisingly, I don't recall any crybabies at the show per se, or even around the time. I remember kind of like afterwards, maybe a very, very, very few things, like people just making comments like, yeah, you had them racist fucking play. Um, that's all I can recall. Now, I will say this, if it was left just up to me, I'd be willing to take a vote, and if I was voted out, that's fine. I would personally not want to get a band like GBK or Goat Moon, probably not even Satanic War Master, because we already had Satanic War Master for at least our next fest. Not saying ever, just because of the fucking wimps, and just starting up our next one. You know, already don't know if it's going to how successful it would or would not be. Because you got to remember, put these on. It's a lot of fucking money and it's a lot of goddamn work. So you don't want to completely get bent over. At the end of the fucking day. So last thing you need is a bunch of fucking pansy ass tampon boys fucking knocking their door that don't even listen to fucking metal. Nonetheless, it's like, why are you even paying attention to the scene? Because actually, one of the if for me, a band that I would love to see, just because I've never been to the States and let's call it like it is, I'll probably never get to see in my lifetime, is Goat Moon. I would love to have them at the fest, but I personally would vote to not have them because, I mean, shit, just look at the few videos I did, kind of like not defending them, just talking like as a fan. I just listened to their music. A lot of the shit wasn't finished. Never really paid. I never actually read their lyrics, to be honest with you. And all the fucking pussy boys that are up in a roar, just like, give me a fucking break, guys. So it's like, that's why I wouldn't want them, is for that reason. Just it's more hassle than it's worth. But if it was just me strictly as a fan, forget business, forget the crybabies. Hell, hopefully, to be honest, what I'm hoping for is somebody else brings them over here, pays their way, and I'll just attend the fucking show. Don't have to deal with any of the BS because I would like to see them. I've seen just show shit on YouTube here and there, like clips. It seems like I don't think I've ever seen a full show. It seems like it's one-off song clips, like the song "Alone" and stuff. They look pretty energetic and sounds good, and just a band I'd like to see. And again, never been to the States, so at least I highly doubt they've ever been to the States, not to my knowledge. Damn sure never been to shithole ass fucking Cleveland, that's for goddamn sure. So, yeah, I mean, don't think any of those there's total any complaints, and I want to say GBK is out of the question, but it wouldn't be my first go-to for the next one for the reasons you mentioned. Cosmic Pallbearer says he would definitely attend a Hell's Head Bash. Is this fucking Disgust and Riffs? Hell yes to Hell Bash. Church of Disgust would love to play. I didn't realize you guys watch my shit, bro. That's awesome. Cool. That's, as a matter of fact, if you guys want to know what I sent to Eric and Chase, the list of bands, just kind of like spitballing off the top of my head. My idea. I'll bring up the list here. This is in the previous email. My list was I wanted to keep it simple for the very first one. So what I said is, if you want to keep it really simple, no overseas bands whatsoever. I was like, but I think if we had to only throw on like 2 overseas bands, and my pick for overseas bands, if we were to have any, would be Destroyer 666 and Hemorrhage. And as you guys know, it's 2 of some of my favorite bands, and also I've never seen either band on my bucket list to see, so it's partially a biased, selfish act. But also, neither one have ever been to Cleveland, and both technically have worked with the label. We've done releases with both bands. Like Hemorrhage, for example, in case for all the guys that forget, what was it in 2006, 7, somewhere around there? We did the Apology for Pathology LP. Then you like the split with None Slaughter and some T-shirt merchandise like that. So we have worked with Hemorrhage, so they technically have been on Hells to an extent. But anyways, the list I had here, brought it up here. Those would be the two overseas bands I would pick. Again, this could be all. This is just all what I mentioned. Eric and Chase can completely vote it out, toss in the trash. That's a dog shit list, J Dog. They did respond, and we talked a little bit about it. But I said Mortician, Incantation. I put Nile in there. See if they can do exclusive full album amongst the Catacombs. I think that'd be pretty fucking sweet. It's probably a tall order, and they probably tell us to kick rocks. Perdition Temple, Druid Lord, Exhumed, Pounder, Black Witchery, Fluids, Church of Disgust, Abysmal Lord, Thy Feeble Savior, Manicore, Cemetery Lust, Shed the Skin, Spider, Hammer, and Perversion. That was my list. Why that list? Because most of them are all from the U.S. Pretty much all the bands, almost all the bands are on HH, except like Nile and Incantation, Mortician. We work with all those bands, and like Mortician, we've done all their vinyls. But they're higher tier bands, for example, and Exhumed was thrown in there too because we work with Pounder and just Matt and shit. We worked with them and doing the Exhumed Slaughter Call LP we did, and the Exhumed Hendale was supposed to do, so we worked with them, and buddies. So, and it was a top higher tier band that'll to help draw people in, you know what I mean? Rather than just being all just exclusively Hell's bands. So that's why some of those bands were thrown in there. But then the rest was mostly Hell's bands that are from the fucking U.S. So that's my list. So curiosity, just out of curiosity, guys, just on that list alone, again, not saying it would be that, or not even saying we're doing it, to be honest with you. It sounded like if we do, it's not going to be for around 2-3 years based on what Eric and Chase were talking and stuff like that. It sounds like we're probably a very good chance we're going to do one, but it's sounding like probably 2025. That's what it's sounding like. Don't even hold us to that. But out of curiosity, what do most of you guys watching this? What do you think of that list? Do you think like, that list sucks? Holy shit, that list sucks. So I'll go to that. Like, decent list, but I wouldn't go. Or, yeah, it's a pretty good list. I'd make the trip. What do you guys think of that list? Just that there. Again, that it would be, not saying that's what it would be. It could be completely fucking different. I'm sure some of those bands would at least be on there. But just to give you an idea, that's just what I spitballed off the top of my head of what I was like. I think this is pretty simple. It's not overly complicated because it's just two overseas bands and all the rest is U.S. and every band we've at least worked with. So it wouldn't be too much hassle, too much fuss. That's why the list for what it is. So there was reasoning behind it. I just randomly throw out any old fucking band. You know what I mean? There was a reason for each one, to be honest with you. So let me know, guys. What do you think of that list? Death Metal Dero, good day. Big Dog, how's it going? Question of all the records in your unfathomable collection, which, relatively speaking, of course, would you consider the most homeboy? Have a good one. Most homeboy record that I probably own. I'm going to disregard Obituary Back from the Dead, which I actually do like that record quite a bit, actually. Like, because World Demise, I didn't like too much. I thought it was kind of wimpy. It's not terrible. I just thought it was wimpy and weak. So I like Back from the Dead much more. I actually like Back from the Dead more than the Incomplete. I do like the Incomplete. I have it. I enjoy it. But every time I hit, I'm about, let's say by the fourth song, I'm getting kind of bored. But as a whole, it's a good, solid, kind of like dark sounding record. I definitely, it's a good record. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I do get kind of bored as opposed to, Back from the Dead. It's kind of more upbeat and I just enjoy it from start to finish. Threatening Skies, I think, is a fucking fantastic song. Anyways, excluding that because there's the rap track at the end, but the whole album's not like that. It's just a bonus track that they're trying something out. Stupid as fuck idea. They shouldn't have done it, but that's not the point. But as I'm going to just talk about the album as a whole, like these are our songs on the album. So exclude that one because I know some wise ass going to throw it in there because I brought up Back from the Dead, and I mean, some people know I like that album. I'm just gonna say it because I never thought this, but Craig would always rip on it when I would listen to it when I heard it, and I guess I kind of see where you're coming from. Like I see it now. I never thought anything at the time because nothing else Homeboy really is popping in my mind. So we'll put this at the forefront. 6 Feet Under, Maximum Violence. Because he like on songs like Feasting on the Dead of the Insane and shit like that. He's like, dude, this is Homeboy's fuck. Fucking Barnes rapping. I'm like, I kind of see where he's coming from, but I don't totally agree. I think he was going a little harsh on all the 6 Feet Under stuff, ripping on it over there. But I was like, yeah, this guy's vocals got kind of silly. It's like, but in all honesty, I don't know why you're ripping on him. You didn't even like anything like Cannibal Corpse. You didn't like Butcher and Birth and stuff. It's like, kind of not the guy to be ripping on him. I was like, it's a band you never even cared about. So fuck. You know, I mean, and he got shitty. Okay, so did Iron Maiden. So did a lot of other bands. But yeah, I mean, he does sound silly on the later records, but that's like saying, again, what band fucking did it start sucking it up? Or, you know, So I thought he went a little harsh, always went a little unfairly harsh on them when it's like, well, put it this way. I think Morbid Angel, the Elude album, I think that's worse than anything that 6 Feet Under's ever done. Now, don't be wrong. There's a lot of later 6 Feet Unders. I never even fucking heard them, never even listened to them. After Maximum Violence, I don't even know if I've officially heard any album. I know I've heard a song here and there. I'm like, ooh, this sucks. And his vocals, yeah, are kind of Scooby Doo sounding. But a full length album, I don't think I've heard any in its entirety. But to be completely fair to the Morbid Angel Elude album, I don't think I've heard that in its entirety either. But I've heard at least 3 or 4 songs. I'm like, this is horrible. But I think I'd probably take later 6 Feet Under albums over from the tracks I've heard. I think I would. You know what? I'm going to put it in there too because I just listened to it recently. I do like it. Eternal Suffering. Eternal Suffering. They just did the one album, Drowning in Tragedy, and then they did a couple of EPs. That's kind of homeboy. It really is. I know there's going to be a lot of fucking brutal heads disagreeing, and I do like it. I think it's a good album. I've liked that since when did I get that? Very, very early 2000s, probably like 2000, 2001 is when I got it. But to me, and that when I was listening to it recently again, because it's been a little bit of a while since I listened to it, it kind of like is. I don't want to insult him in this degree, but almost like the beginning, like way ahead of its time for deathcore in a sense, from what I've heard of for deathcore, because it's got the groove in there, the bounce, but you can tell it's influenced by Suffocation. Again, I like it. It's a little bit because it's kind of different from all the rest of the death metal stuff that I listen to. So it's a nice, like, just nice little change in the flavor a little bit. You know what I mean? So I do enjoy it, but I wouldn't want a ton of bands in that style. The guys themselves look like they're pretty much straight up going to go to a goddamn basketball game with goddamn, I guess, metal shirts on. They had metal shirts on. They straight up like the baseball hats, the baggy fucking shorts and shit. Not the metal appearance I prefer. Straight up look like they're going to goddamn shoot some hoops. So that probably fucking influences my opinion of the little bit of the homeboy and some of the roots, the groovy riffs and shit. They're a little homeboy. Again, I do like the record, but I think it's at that forefront and it's about the maximum I like to go. And from what I've heard and from what I understand, the deathcore shit. Again, I never officially listened to one of the deathcore albums. But the main stuff when I hear deathcore, I don't even know who they play it. Maybe it's metalcore, but it's kind of the growling vocals, so I'm going to assume deathcore. Is at my gym, they'll play some of that shit. I'm like, this is fucking horrible. And the reason it's so fucking horrible is the chugga-lugga fucking garbage fucking. They're chugga-lugga riffs, and you think with like chugga-lugga is kind of catchy, but they're not even catchy. You're like, this is like, because sometimes like riffs will be like really simple and kind of just like plucking away, but you're like, it's got a really catchy fucking, beat to it. They're not even that. And then the growling vocals sound like trash. Like they're not even like creative. It just sounds mundane as hell. And then they throw in those clean girly parts at the top after fucking growling and yelling. They're like yelling almost kind of like, I guess, Pantera style, but maybe a little more aggressive, like trying to push the envelope on that. And it's just a mixed bag of like complete, utter garbage. And I'm assuming that's what deathcore is. So I guess I don't know if I want to say that the Eternal Suffering's the forefront of that because it's kind of embarrassing, but maybe that is the wrong, if that's what the deathcore shit, but that might be metalcore. What the fuck is shit and difference is, I don't know. And then the only other stuff I heard is on that Hellcast episode. Remember, Tommy and Craig played the tracks for me, but I don't remember which bands or whatever. And I remember not liking. But I can't remember which was which, to be completely honest with you. But the Eternal Suffering, that's what I kind of put that. It's a little bouncy, but again, not knocking it. I like it. Actually, I wouldn't even mind, to be completely honest with you guys, because I think it would move very well too, and it's long on a print. And I'd like I don't know if any of existence for. I would love for Hells to do an LP version of it because it is kind of like even though it is kind of got that lingo type, if you want to use that as a lack of better words, in there that I'm not the biggest fan of. It was like the forefront of it, and it's kind of original for its time, I guess. Like I said, you can clearly hear the Suffocation influence in there, but it's again, I wouldn't say it sounds like Suffocation. If you guys that haven't heard it, check it out. But and the guys that have heard, I'm pretty sure know what the fuck I'm talking about. But let's go with that: 6 Feet Under Maximum Violence and the Eternal Suffering album, and I would say those are probably the most homeboy albums in my actual collection. Not shit that I've heard. Some dumbass is going to say, well, what the fuck? And I'm like, what I physically own. Now, I might be forgetting one. That is entirely possible. If there's something that you guys know I own and I've shown on camera, dude, that was way more humbug. We'll put it in there, but I'm just going off the top of my head. I said I didn't proofread these goddamn questions. Guys commenting on that it sounds like a lot of people, but and I take it with a grain of salt. Glad to hear it. They're praising like great idea, Hell's Headbash 4, that'd be fucking awesome, yeah. But it's like, but would you actually show up? You know what I mean? I gotta keep that in mind too. Like, because a lot of people say like, if like a band puts something up on like social media or whatever. Not that I have social media, but I can imagine. I hear the stories. You'll get like 10,000 likes, thumbs up, thumbs up. The band's like, we sold 10 copies though. How did I get 10,000? If you liked it, you weren't interested in getting it though. Kind of same scenario. So I take it. The praise is awesome, and I like to hear the positive words. It's something, but I take it with a grain of salt. That doesn't mean that it's going to be like, holy shit, we're idiots for not knowing. It doesn't mean that everybody's saying it's going to show up. So yeah, Gene here from Angel Court Perdition Temple. Number three is like I think it would be number four. Yeah, I fucked up on the title and I fixed it. And the reason I did is because Eric brought it up to me, and I was like, "Did we count the first one as a bash?" I was like, because it was just like it was a one-off show, it wasn't a fest. So that's how it was advertised, and then we just did 1, 2, 3. I was like, all right, well, so normal. But because in my mind, I just thought there was two fests. There was. The very first one at the warehouse was literally just a show with what was it, 3 bands, 4 bands, Midnight, Nunslaughter, Shitfucker. Did Acid Witch play that one, or was that our? I don't even remember. Keep in mind, most of the bands I didn't even get to fucking watch. Honestly, most of the bands and all of them I didn't get to watch because I was tied to a merch stand the whole fucking time. And the merch stand at the very first one was actually in our warehouse, so we kind of just set up like a checkout podium area, let everybody walk around, shop, ring it, and I was just ringing people up. So yeah, it was me and actually Lindsay. Yeah, just ringing people up their orders, and the actual show was at another bay of the warehouse. That's not even our bay. It was just an empty one because business left or whatever. So we just kind of borrowed it for the day, and the band was playing in there. So I wasn't even in the. I literally wasn't in the same fucking building. It was like a 2-minute walk away. You know what I mean? So, but I did stop. I don't know if maybe we closed off the shop doors for an hour or so. And then I did watch a couple songs by some bands. Not even all. I think maybe I saw some Shitfucker. I don't even know if I saw any of Nunslaughter with the Dead Deer. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But yeah, most of it is like the actual show. I don't actually. I get to enjoy it in a different way, I guess you say. Tie at the merch stand, which I do enjoy doing, and getting to meet all you guys, and then I get to watch at the fests. I think at each one I might watch maybe like 2 or 3 bands because that's when I was able to duck out, get away. So, a lot of the bands I get to miss out on. But for example, like if we did a next one, and if Hemorrhage was to play, and also Destroyer 666, I would be like, somebody's watching the stand while I watch the entire set of both bands. That would be like, this is not up for debate. But if I didn't get to see, hell, even if I didn't get to watch Mortician, which I love Mortician, I probably wouldn't watch him, to be honest with you, because I've seen him a million times, and I'm like, well, this is the business too, you know what I mean? So I probably would miss a band like Mortician that played ours. Probably would miss Exhumed, you know what I mean? So basically, what I'm saying, I would try to watch the bands that I'd never seen before. Oh, Discuss 666 or Die. He's bringing up Empatego number 11 headliner. We did talk about that too because it was the 2016 one when we brought up to Mark about Empatego playing ours, and he said for 2020, would that have been whatever year it would have been, the 30, not 30 years, 40-year anniversary? Or maybe the 35, whatever the anniversary was going by. I think it was 2020 though. Maybe that would have been considered the 35th anniversary. I can't remember, but he said that he would talk to the guys about playing it. So I brought up to Eric because he's usually the one that talks to Mark through the email. I was like, hey, maybe ask Mark, if he'd be up to say the next one we do is 2025. You know what I mean? See what anniversary? Fuck, what would that even be? 25, 35, and what's the official year Empatego started? Didn't the demo come out in 87? What is that? Fucking 45 years, 43, whatever the fuck it is. Like I don't know. Maybe announce it as that. Um, I don't know. We'll see. I would, but fuck yeah. I mean, if that Patago would play our show, I mean, that would be like that'd be a band I'd be no matter what I'm watching too because I've never seen a Patago. We'll do one goddamn more. We're already at the 20-minute mark. If there's any more questions in here. Goat Man was super cool seeing you, brother. West Side Bowl is good for me. I ended up losing you when I tried to get a photo. Laughed my ass off. Yeah, I think King said that or something to me. Did you enjoy that CD I gave you? Yeah, we had to duck out early because fucking Elcat wasn't feeling good from the previous because we went to the show on the night before and we were out pretty fucking late and had who knows how many beers. So we ducked. I fucking feel like shit. So we did leave early. But I definitely wanted to at least stop in, say hi, and especially say hi to King. But yeah, I did listen to CD. Actually, I liked it, man. I literally I think it sounds like Hedge, like the Throne of Son of God era, but a little bit more death metal. But I enjoyed it, and I can never remember how to pronounce the goddamn name, or not pronounce it. But I can remember the name of the goddamn thing. But I had the little case Jesus disc, and it's definitely something I'll add to my collection. Is like the original demo. Guy gave it to me, so yeah, I thought it was cool. I was like, oh, it sounds. But my first, especially the introduction when he first kicks in, sings, I was like, oh, that's really sounds like the Throne of the Son of God when Lenny does the talking. But as I'm listening, I'm like, so it reminds me definitely of the Throne of the Son of God, but I was like a little more death metal and less black metal. That was my take on it. But all in all, I thought it was pretty good. So thanks for that. And but yeah, put it in there. What's the name of the band? And fucking keep posting all the fucking comments so all the devils see it, and that way they can. And since you're doing it, what are you doing? A site? Are you selling stuff through Bandcamp? How are you doing it? Fucking maybe put your link in there or something and capitalize off my channel so the other devils can check it. I mean, you're regularly commenting on stuff, so fuck it, why not, right? So that's it for this one, devils. Comments, questions, concerns. You know what the fuck to do. Put it in the goddamn comment box, and I'll get an answer bright and early in the morning. Later, goddamn it.